Byron Cage's song says that the presence of the Lord is here. I can feel him in the atmosphere. But hear this, that it's more than a feeling. There's a connection that's being made manifest as we even speak, that's knitting us together so that what you need is transferred to what you need, and together they begin to marry and couple into and produce the exceeding and abundant above all that we ever asked or thought. See, so many times we settle for the mundane and think that that's the miracle. Oh, that's a tweetable right there. How many of you tonight will say, I refuse to settle for the minute or the mundane and call it the miracle? God. God says, I want to do marvelous things. And what the thing is that we marvel at the minute because we have limited, all we've asked, it's what we've asked for. It's what we've asked for instead of asking what he has for us. God, tonight, I refuse to settle for minute, mundane, minuscule, and call it a miracle. I refuse to think that this is it. This is a beginning, and God says, despise not humble beginnings. I would agree with that, because you've got to be faithful over little before you become ruler over much. But we don't get to the much oftentimes because we get caught in the minutia of it all and think, okay, that's better than nothing. How many of you are tired of better than nothing? For a God that is greater than anything. Oh, I know that's God tonight. The word says that greater is he. Put a period right there. Put an exclamation point. Don't put a comma, but put the exclamation point. That holds the period in place that says God is great. That greater is he. Greater is he. But oftentimes we get it so twisted because it's greater is he that is he than he. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. We can't even get to the and me part because the and me part takes over and we begin to tell God how to be God. Now, I believe that when he says, be still and know that I am God, what it's really saying, Aisha, is to recognize whose I am and the authority in which I walk. But at the same time, let's not get it twisted. He's still God. At the end of the day, capital G. We will never get a capital G. We might get a little g. But then we get stuck on go, and so we never get to God. Because when he says go, we want to tell him all the reasons why we shouldn't and why we can't and why we won't. And then we get mad when the minuscule, mundane becomes what we consider the miracle. Because we have limited him, because we've limited our thinking to stuff. Not substance, but stuff. So, we never really get to the awesomeness of God because we are in awe of what God calls his C or D game. It's not even his A game. He said, this is burning bushes. I'm bored by burning bushes. I'm bored by healing your body because I don't only just want to heal you, I want to cure you. Oh, God, tonight, hear me. That there's somebody who is settled for the healing when God wants to cure you. That he really wants to bless you. That he wants to deliver you. But you will settle for being carried. A mother carries the baby. So therefore it's being nurtured But when it's delivered, the baby then has to begin to take some of the responsibility for what happens next. How many of us are afraid of being delivered because we don't want to take responsibility for what happens next? Because to him much is given, much is required. And see, the